Okay, ProJared finally responds. Now, how long's it been since the ProJared controversy happened? It's been a long time.
That was in May, so yeah.
I find it funny that one of his main...
Not that long.
Not that long ago. May, June, July, August.
4 months.
I find it funny. He goes, not one person reached out to me. Not one person. And he showed a picture of us, our podcast.
Amongst others that talked about him.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, you didn't speak. If you would have put out a statement, I would have covered it. You didn't say anything. What the fuck? I don't know you. I'm not going to reach out to you. I didn't reach out to anyone else.
I don't understand that whole logic of needing to reach out to anyone.
I'm not a journalist. This is not the New York Times. I'm some fucking dude who's about to watch my employee eat a jar of mayonnaise. What research do you expect me to do exactly?
We talked about all kinds of stuff. Are we going to reach out to everyone to get their...
Yeah. Anyway, so here, first of all, I got an email from a ProJared fan. This is what tipped me off that he responded. He says, you will openly apologize for spreading misinformation against Jared Kanekabeka.
Just showed his email.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
All right.
modnextsucks@gmail.com. I mean, it's just email. What can you do?
Fair enough.
You will openly apologize for spreading misinformation against Jared Neighborbauber, where you will learn suffering as he has, and worse.
And worse.
Damn, Jared's fans are crazy. I was like, dude, I know. Jared sent me this email, didn't he? So, okay, what misinformation did I spread about Jared? I think none. I was reporting what happened, talking about how crazy it was, how the kickback, I had never seen anything like that, losing 25% of your fan base in a day or whatever. Now, he spends the majority of his video responding to allegations that these two dudes said that he solicited nudes from them underage. I went back and watched our coverage of that story. We gloss over that only the last 3 minutes of the 20-minute segment, and we say that it's uncorroborated. And frankly, that was, to me, was never the most interesting part of the story, because obviously anyone can make up and say anything they want on Twitter. He spends the most of his time saying, I did not solicit nudes from these people, and I asked them if they were 18. So, and then he goes, he basically shows that they were lying about him doing that. Mm-hmm. So, okay, fine. He does, however, openly admit to getting nudes from his fans. You know? Remember Sin Jared, his secret Tumblr? Sin Jared? So, let's see. I've got a lot timestamped here. So, to me, let's see here. Listen to this.
Something that is important to note.
By the way, he managed to look like as pathetic as possible and as greasy as possible in the video. And to my surprise, people really responding to this video. He's getting his subs back, lots of likes, and people are responding. But I think he kind of pulled a fast one on everyone. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to keep it 100. I think the guy's a total sleaze who should not have a fan base. Because while he refutes the worst claims of these two individuals, he admits slyly at the same time that he was soliciting nudes from his fans. Who watches his videos? Young people.
It's a video game channel.
Yes.
Most of the audience for those channels are on the younger side.
Exactly, Ela.
They're not like in their 30s, that's for sure.
He goes, he admits to getting nudes from his fans. I'm going to show you all the evidence, but he barely... Dude, you can't, if you have a community, if you're famous, you cannot put yourself in the position to be getting nudes from fans, especially young fans. He goes, all he shows to prove that he asked, he goes, real quick, are you 18 plus? They're a 16-year-old. Of course they'll say yes. That's why you don't put yourself in that position to begin with. And by the way, I know he just said that to cover his ass in case something like this happened, which he half expected.
Yeah.
You know, if you fuck someone under the age of 18 and they lied about their age, Guess who's still going to jail? That's why you don't fuck. That's why you don't do this. Why do you think people want to send you their nudes? Because you're handsome? No, it's because they know who you are. That's the only reason people want to send you their nudes, dude. And trust me. You may be the most handsome. I mean, we'll get a look at that face. I'm shocked that people are buying this. This guy is a sleaze, dude. He has Sex Jared. Sin Jared. He had a forum called Sin Jared where he accepted, and he does it under the guise, he goes, oh, I'm doing it as sex positive.
Mm-hmm.
Just expressing themselves.
Bro, that's not sex positive. That's creepy as fuck.
Maybe if it was anonymous.
Exactly.
And everyone were anonymous. And
exactly. And they didn't know that you were.
But it's got Jared in the name of the
Exactly.
community or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Exactly. A blog.
I think it's disgusting. I think he totally is manipulative because he's like, well, I disproved this, and I'm going to kind of underhandedly admit to doing this, but this isn't as bad as that. Mm-hmm. It is. I never cared about this whole thing with these random stories on Twitter because I know that shit can be made up. The fact that you are in the position of getting nudes from your fans is such an abuse of power. It's so disgusting. It's so creepy that you are not responsible to handle having a community of young people. I mean, to me, that's like stay 100 feet away from schools, dude. Like, what do you do? I mean, this guy should not have a community. He's not responsible. This is so gross. And by the way, bro, I have seen your dick. There should not be pictures of your dick out there. Don't put yourself in the position of that. He put himself in the position to be able to be accused of the things that they accused him. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't on there with all this Sin Jared and all this bullshit, these accusations wouldn't hold any water. Mm-hmm. But you create an environment where that shit's believable, dude. I don't buy it. This guy, he's, and he tries to make a big thing about cancel culture and all this. Bro, there's a difference between cancel culture for someone saying an offensive joke and someone abusing their power and getting nudes from underage fans. You cannot conflate the difference there.
Yeah.
This guy actually did something.
Totally agree on that point because we were just talking about cancel culture on the last episode. But this is not exactly, like you said, this is not accusing him of making a bad joke. That is not PC, you know?
No. And by the way, if he's on there soliciting nudes, you know that a large portion of them are going to be underage people, regardless if he said, oh, are you 18 plus?
Come on,
just checking.
We're in the same position. We have a channel. I think our audience is probably older than his.
Absolutely.
And even us, if I ask someone, if I was in this position, I would totally expect that there's going to be at least 50% of them under 18.
Of course.
Like, come on.
Use your brain, bro.
You're telling me that he's not... He gets stopped on the street. We know exactly what age our fans are. We see them on the street when they say hi. We see in meet and greets. It's not like a mystery. He knows exactly what kind of fans he has.
His are much younger than ours.
They are definitely younger than ours.
So it's impossible to conclude that he didn't know it was a possibility that those nudes were going to be minors. Even though he's like, oh, real fast. Are you 18 plus? I'll show you all that. But also imagine this, that I'm on a forum. People know who I am. I'm talking to a girl, and I'm creating the environment where she can send me nudes, and I want to see her nudes. That is so creepy and perverse, dude. That's so creepy and weird and perverse. And then to create a forum dedicated to it, Sin Jared. Bro, you cannot live down Sin Jared. Change your name to Sin Jared. Because I don't think you get to live that one down. And on top of it all, you look like Earthworm Jim. And I am going to make fun of his looks because I think what he did is creepy.
It's fine if you want to make fun of his look, but I think that is unrelated.
Dude.
And I wouldn't want that to disqualify everything else we said. So... whatever, that's just silly, that's one thing, but the nudes are not that silly, is my point.
You're right. I shouldn't have made the Earthworm Jim joke. I've seen the man's penis.
I have too, unfortunately.
And frankly speaking, dude, I mean, it's fine, but it's not good enough to be sending pictures out to people. Like, it's not even like a hog. It's not like particularly beautiful. Like a normal dick. Like, you don't get to if you have a normal dick, you don't get to send dick pics. It better be spectacular if you're sending dick pics. Right? Anyway, let's watch this.
The way Chai and Charlie made their statements. They use a logical fallacy known as poisoning the well. It's a tactic in which, before you are presented with information, you are given subtext, opinions, or other irrelevant information to negatively affect your opinion about something before you find out what the something is. In other words, to manipulate you. And it worked on everybody. Charlie's accusation.
So, I mean, he goes on about logical fallacies. But I think, first of all, I think he's the one doing logical fallacies here. We had to look it up. How about the irrelevant conclusion? A fallacy of presenting an argument that may or may not be logically valid and sound, but whose conclusion fails to address the issue in question. The issue in question, for me, the one that really mattered, that we spent all of our time talking about, is, was he exchanging nudes with his fans? And the answer he admits to is yes. Here he is admitting to it.
What this all came down to was people saying that I was exchanging nudes with fans on Snapchat and Tumblr. And a lot of people want to know if I did any of that. Yeah, I did. And I always made it clear that it was for consenting adults only. This came about when numerous people had asked me about it and wanted to know if it was okay to do.
Look, listen, this is a message you got. I'm not drunk as fuck yet, but I will totally send you tit pics.
I said yes, that it would be a safe place for people who wish to express themselves in that way and for me to express myself in that way. It was an open invitation for those who wanted to do it, and that I wouldn't be offended or upset, and that nothing would be shared or saved without explicit permission. To be clear, it was an open invitation to those who wanted.
Bro, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
An open invitation. Hey guys, send me your nudes. Send me your nudes, but you have to be
real
18
quick,
plus.
just 18 plus. But I'm not gonna check anything further than that. Just saying it.
Dude, if I tweet it out right now, hey, send me your nudes, 18 plus only, guys. I'm going to get 50% of kids sending me their fucking prepubescent shit. And by the way, dude, I'm sure you saw some questionable shit that should have made you think, I should not be doing this. And I'm sure that he's doing this just for, posterity's sake, just to have said it. So in case this happened, you can be like 18 plus, guys.
To participate. The choice was always up to them. At no point did I ever go through my followers list and single out individuals or screen names.
Because he doesn't want to go to jail, and he knows that's illegal.
I never did that. I always left the choice up to them. Let them choose.
This is what he said, by the way. How do you feel about your husband's obsession with nudes? Okay, he's got an obsession. Do you see this? This is a question. People know that he's obsessed with nudes on his Tumblr blog.
To engage
the
or
fact
not.
that I get this question all the time. Do you see how foremost this is in his life? I get this question, and this is just the shit he's showing me to prove
well,
his
that's
innocence.
from his wife, just to be clear.
Have nothing.
I know, but what she's saying,
She's saying that she's getting this question all the time.
It's happening all the time. The fact that I get this question all the time tells me that people expect me to be upset about it. Jared can post whatever he wants on his Tumblr. He's not hurting anyone. He's not cheating on money. He's just whatever. And he says, I love you, wife. Send nudes. But do you see what my point is, Dan? Now's a good time for the devil advocate soundbite.
I don't even think this, but just to play devil's advocate for a second.
My point is that in this community, everybody knows he's obsessed with nudes, that he wants to receive nudes, the open invite.
Also, this whole thing of saying that it's what they want. They want to send
It's
me
like
nudes.
victim blaming.
Is so manipulative.
It's
that
kinda-
is something that R. Kelly would say.
Yeah.
The girls want to be here.
Right.
They love me having to take their phone away. That's
Right.
what they want.
Right.
It's like, no. This is not normal.
You want it.
You create this environment.
Yeah, they're your fans. They want to please you. They want your attention. You've made it clear that you like nudes, and you have
It's
an
like
open
I'm going to be
invitation.
here and I'm going to be like, okay, Ethan, if you want, maybe take off your shirt, you know?
If you want
It's
my
like-
attention and you're a fan, there's a way that you can do
You're
it.
still
Send me your
suggesting
nudes.
it. You know what I mean?
No, he
If
clear.
I'm going to tell Dan and Ian, hey guys, you want to take off your clothes or whatever? It's like, yeah,
up to you.
I'm phrasing it like they want it, but I'm suggesting it. I'm creating this environment.
And he goes, well, you guys want to take off your clothes? I mean, only if you want to, and if you're 18 plus and consenting, obviously do something you're right. But like, if you want to take your clothes off, I'm always here, and there's an open invitation. But anyway, I'm not going to talk to you. So if you want to talk, you
Yeah.
can. That's a good way to start a conversation with me.
It's just
18 plus.
I
at all.
find that
I
really
made
manipulative.
a conscious effort to treat everyone with the same respect, always. And I see no shame what goes on between consenting adults. It was never meant to be an abuse of power. I never
part
offered
is such
anyone
bullshit.
anything in return, like making them a Twitch mod or early access to a YouTube video or
He's
whatever.
playing such a fool right
Early
now.
access to a video.
I never gave them anything. What you're offering them
What?
is your attention. They're your fans, bro. He's acting like you're not that dense. You know what you did is fucked up. Stop.
He's always saying like I never paid anyone.
Yeah. Or I never threatened anyone. Or I never blackmailed anyone. In his mind, he's like, I never coerced anyone. I just had an open invitation.
I love
Everybody
that he-
knows I'm obsessed with nudes. They ask my wife all the time. Bro, you're a creep. You are such a creep. How did this apology? I feel like, in my opinion, this apology made me think even less of him.
That's how I felt too.
But yet, people are saying he pulled the ultimate Uno card or whatever.
Just because he was so focused on disproving those two kids, I think that
See, that's the logical fallacy. He disproved them, but by disproving them, he tries to
brushed
make
over, like, the main
Exactly,
problem here.
Exactly. He focused on something much worse, and then by doing so, tried to negate the actual issue at hand. But the stuff he says in here actually incriminates him even more.
I also never threatened anyone any kind of punishment if they didn't.
That's
or
in his
anything
mind.
like that.
That's in his mind. It has to be that explicit. I didn't threaten anyone. I didn't punish anyone. I didn't blackmail anybody.
I didn't promise them early access to video.
Oh, yeah. That's not how it works, bro. People are going to send you their tits for early access. They do it for your attention, you dense fucking predator. I'm going to call him a predator. You are accepting fans from your nudes, you sick fuck. And they're underage. Shame on you, Jared. You earthworm Jim looking fuck. Why don't you crawl back under the ground where you belong? I'm pissed. This is disgusting. This guy shouldn't be on this platform. It's horrific. I'm angry about it. He should not be forgiven, dude. And by definition, he shouldn't, because he's admitting in this video, he's saying, I did nothing wrong. It's consenting adults. I'm obsessed with nudes. It's an open, I'm sex positive. Which means I've done nothing wrong, and you all acknowledge that. So let's just keep accepting nudes, baby.
That's my problem more than anything, is that he seems to completely not get the problem. Like he's just brushing over the main issue and
Yeah. I mean,
Not-
just see here. It's
However, I want to acknowledge now that there was a power imbalance.
he's only thought about it now.
That comes down to who I am and
Bro.
what I do.
Why the fuck do you think they're sending you nudes to begin with? If you were just some random creep on Craigslist, nobody would send you anything. You would not have people lining up around the block to send you their nudes.
just make an anonymous thing then. Why
Why
is it
send
about
Jared?
Jared?
Send Jared. I mean, dude, come on.
Even
Who
if
you
there
kidding?
was
Apparently a lot of people.
nothing offered in return, there was still incentive for people to do it because
Yes.
I am a YouTuber.
Yes, dude.
It doesn't matter
Did this just, he acts like
how
this just occurred to him.
neutral the intent was, just being in this position
What's neutral about? What's neutral? I just neutrally want your nudes, despite I don't care.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
causes a power imbalance. And a lot of people saw that and were upset at me for that reason. And to those of you who feel that way, I completely understand how you feel and why you feel that way. And I'm sorry. I feel
There's something so
Yeesh.
fucking off about that apology.
Seriously.
There's something about the fact that he says, I understand how you feel
Right.
and why you feel that way. I don't feel that way,
Yeah.
but you chose to be offended by it, and I understand why you feel that way.
Why is
You
he
know what I mean? It's
then,
like-
why is he apologizing to me?
I don't know. It's very weird.
He's like, yeah, I abused my power. I'm sorry to you who felt that way.
Just seems like he's not really understanding that what he did is wrong.
Yeah.
That's just the feeling that I get.
But this whole shtick, like he just now realized that it's an abuse of power. It's just it's so disingenuous. It's so manipulative. This whole thing. I don't know.
that
It's creepy, right?
what
That
I was doing was
apology.
not
So slimy.
predatory,
I think it was.
but it was unhealthy.
Okay, you abused your power. You admit there was a power imbalance, yet it wasn't predatory. How do you explain that? That's what this whole Me Too thing's about. Is that these powerful men
Right.
are using their influence. You just don't put yourself in that position, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. Go get a fucking date, or I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't accept nudes from fans when you have a young audience too. So what is this shirt he's wearing too? Can we talk about that?
But that isn't the main grievance that everyone has with me.
It
It's
is.
the other
It
allegations.
is.
That's the problem,
Exactly.
that it is.
So we brush over that. He's like, well, anyway, that's not really a big deal. I apologize for that. Whatever. It wasn't predatory. Yes, it was. But anyway, nobody really cares about that. Here's what they really care about.
By these two.
He
They're
goes
both
on.
named
He spends the entire video disproving them, which again, don't care about that. And then at the end, he says about the divorce. It's none of your business. That's fine. I agree. It's none of my business. Man.
It's fine that he's disproving those two. It's not cool for people to make up stuff, obviously.
Oh yeah.
What does all
Fuck,
keep-
fuck those kids. I mean,
I don't want to make it seem like that part is not fucked up.
trying to find.
Well, he fully disproves one. The other he doesn't really disprove. All he proves
That I
is that they
asked
lied
because
about
they clearly
their
had
age.
act-
I honestly don't even need to go into it because I don't care about it. It's all disputable. It's he said, she said.
Right.
What is not disputable that he openly admits to is that he's fucking accepting nudes from his young fan base.
Yeah.
That's indisputably creepy and disgusting. You can't do that. Like if that alone was leaked, that would be career ending. But he's positioned it next to these other claims.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden everybody's forgiving him. Here.
access to all of our messages and saw the truth. Now, this does bring up the question, why didn't I ask for people's IDs? And the answer is because that would be asking people to dox themselves, which
Here, let me
seems
see. When you're in the position to ask for people's IDs, you already lost. How about that? You already lost, bro.
far more risky. Besides, there's no way
What's
to
risky exactly?
verify IDs.
For them to send an ID. He's like, listen, I couldn't even verify it if they sent it to me. How about they black out the pertinent information?
Yeah, I don't know.
How about you asking is a
well,
lot better.
there's no way for you to verify when they say yes or no to your
Here-
real quick. Are you 18 plus?
Here it is.
They saw it was them who continued to initiate conversations with me on
me go back.
single part of Charlie's allegations against me hinges on the belief that I didn't know their age and or didn't ask. They even argued that I should have known their age because they used the phrase, I am a baby, as if this somehow denotes how old they generally are, even though it's used in a context of shyness.
Listen, look at this conversation, by the way. I got invited to a gangbang by 5 other people, she told Jared. Or he, I don't know. Jared says, oh. He blurred something out. Yep.
Just their name.
Okay. Explain. Two girl. Oh, wait. Now I'm confused.
So that's what she or he is
or
saying.
feeling intimidated.
He
Jared.
blacked out their name.
So he removed this, but I remember seeing the whole thing.
How old they generally are.
But he's
even
all
though it's
like
used in the
jazzed up.
context
He's
of
like jerking off. He
shyness
says he's
or
jerking off.
feeling
Did you
intimidated.
say yes?
And
The whole conversation is like it's so disgusting.
So where did you see it?
I think it was part of the original leak
Oh.
where he's like, I'm jerking off to your nudes right now or something creepy like that. It's not sex positive. He's getting himself off. He is jerking off. He is gratifying himself sexually. This isn't like just trying to make people feel good about themselves. He is gratifying himself sexually.
I did ask their age.
Wow.
And they lied.
They lied. They're 16, dude. And second of all, this isn't exactly due diligence.
No.
Real quick, like an afterthought. Oh, real quick. Heck, I have a ton of news, but I usually don't send them to people.
You said has to be certain.
Yeah, I don't.
You're
I don't
certain off of them just saying yes.
think. Yeah.
Oh well, now I'm certain. Okay.
Real quick. Are you 18 plus? Yeah, of course. Okay, thank God. He didn't even ask. Oh, what is your age? What is your age? How old are you?
Right.
Are you 18 plus? Real quick. Can I see your ID? Block out the pertinent information. Well, I couldn't even prove it if they did. Well, it's better than this. Or the ultimate preventer. Do you know what it is, Hila?
Mm-hmm.
Don't solicit nudes from your fans. Underage fans, but fans in general. You creepy fuck. And you know he's beating off during this conversation. And I've seen his penis too. And it's nothing spectacular. I'm going to repeat that.
They also clearly knew then that they were doing something they know they shouldn't and is doing something they know.
16, bro. You create an
Excuse me?
environment.
Sounds like you knew you were doing something you shouldn't.
You're talking to a 16-year-old. You fucking creep. You beat off to a 16-year-old's nudes, and it's their fault. He beat off to a 16-year-old's nudes, and it's their fault for lying to him. Guys, am I the only one reading the writing on the wall? This guy's a fucking creep.
I'm not okay with. They had full access to the entire conversation and omitted to all of you that they lied to me, deceiving all of you. They knew about this from the get-go, which is why on Twitter they immediately began to backpedal on their claims, changing their tone from claiming, I didn't say he knew my age, I said he was predatory. Predatory behavior would be targeting an individual and pursuing after them, often repeatedly.
Bro, you don't need to
and as
define
Charlie had access to...
predatory. I know what predatory is. It's this conversation. You created an environment. It's not predatory. Like the Church of Scientology be like, we're not predatory. We just wait for someone to walk into our building. And then we suck them for life.
Right.
We're not predatory. He walked in of his own free will. Shut up, Jared, you creepy fuck. God.
Our whole conversation, they saw
video gives me
it was
creeps.
them who continued to initiate conversations with me unprompted numerous times for months along.
You know what that you
Okay.
call that? A power imbalance. Why do you think they're pursuing you? Because they want
he's
your
just
attention.
He's so desirable. They just go after him for months.
Because they're your fans, you.
And then he just
idiot.
does them a favor and accepts the nudes.
Can I send you more stuff? Oh, see, it was them.
He's
They
actually
wanted
just
it.
a saint, you know?
They wanted it. He didn't do anything. Meanwhile, backtrack 5 minutes. Tell me more about your threesome. Did you do it? I'm jerking off right now to your nudes.
But Charlie chose to omit that. And when they spoke with the Daily Beast, they
Yeah,
lied.
it's not about what was omitted, bro. It's about what you're plainly admitting to right now. What else we got? Yeah, that's it. In summary, typing 18 plus does not make you not liable. You are an adult celebrity that is creating an environment on Sin Jared, piggybacking off your identity.
Mm-hmm.
So they know full well whose attention they're getting. You know.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's me. I mean, if you have sex with an underage girl, guess what? If they lie to you, you still had sex with an underage girl. You're trying to act like you never thought about what a power dynamic is. Yet you called your secret Tumblr Sin Jared. Using your online persona to get nudes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to send you their nudes. They only want to do it because they want your attention. He spends the entire time trying to dispute the account of these two people on Twitter whose accounts were questionable to begin with. But the fact that he's soliciting nudes from his young audience, which is the grossest part for me, he glosses over and acts like nobody cares about it. I mean, ultimately, I think this guy doesn't deserve to have a. I think he's a danger to his audience. And I've seen his dick. I mean, dude, once I've seen your dick, you're done. You've got pics of your dick. How many people you send your picture of your dick to before it gets on the internet? Right? I mean, there's something to that.
Weird.
I mean, it's one of the
So
grossest
weird.
things I've seen on YouTube. Imagine if I went and set up a Tumblr called I mean, the sin part is so gross. Nothing is worse than sin.
Yeah, imagine.
Sin Ethan.
Imagine
Ethan's
you did
Heathens.
Sin Ethan.
Ethan's Heathens. That's not even as bad.